Hi dear students, welcome to our next class. Today we are going to our next topic, that is self-management skills. Nowadays in this competitive world, each and every person is under stressful condition. If you are asking anything to a person, most of the people are saying that I am in a stressful condition. I am fed up with pressure, strain, etc. So and so. In this scenario, we have to discuss about how to manage ourselves. How to manage ourselves, that is a self-management skills. How to improve our self-management skills. First of all, we have to ask, what is stress? What is stress? Stress is nothing but a state of extreme difficulty, pressure, or strain. Stress can be of two types, that is positive stress and negative stress. Positive stress is otherwise known as good stress or eustress, and negative stress is also known as distress. If we are getting a good job or a job promotion, it will lead to a positive stress. And if the anxiety is produced by an abusive working situation, it is known as a negative stressful condition or distress. This stress can be emotional, can be nutritional, chemical, psychological, or hormonal. These stress responses are like reflexes. We get the same response no matter what the stimulus is. On the basis of its stimulus, researchers have found the following four factors to be sources of stress in modern time. Mainly there are four types of stresses. First one is survival stress, second one is internal stress, third one is environmental stress, and fourth one is fatigue and overwork related stress. First one, survival stress. It is generated by a do or die crisis situation. If we happens to face a mad dog in our life, at that time the survival stress will happen in our body, and our body will normally secretes hormonal secretions like adrenaline or cortisols in our bloodstream, which normally feels like a burst of energy being pumped into, and in turn ignites your intensive fight or flight responses. Second one is our internal stress. It is normally generated by our pent up worries, frustrations, etc. etc. The third one is environmental stress. It is generated by the uncomfortable feelings of things or situations in the surroundings, such as a noise, crowd, or extremely hot or cold climatic conditions, continuous rain, or rising of price hikes, mischievous classmates, or a noisy neighbor, a over strict teacher, or a bullying senior, etc. etc. Some factors of it may be within our control, while others may be beyond your control. And the fourth one is fatigue and overwork related stress. It is generated by the fatigue and overwork that you build up over a period of time as a result of your highly demanding study routines, ever increasing ambition, setting up unrealistic goals, and exerting yourselves much beyond your mental and physical capacity. Now we have to go through the stress management technique. There are a lot of stress management techniques are there. First of all, we have to find out our alarm responses or signs and symptoms of stress. Normally, our body produces a physical alarm response to such stressful conditions. It's our duty to find out it. What is our problem and the alarm responses. And we have to identify our physical and mental signs of stress. And we have to find out what causes stress in ourselves and find out what are our signs of stress. After identifying all these things, we have to follow some of the stress management techniques. That is, one is yoga, other one is meditation, and any other physical exercise. Yoga means it is nothing but some breathing exercises. Enjoying or going to vacations and holidays with family and friends is also a better stress management technique. And taking a nature walk or playing outside or whatever it may be. One of the abilities that we require most in our daily life is to work independently. For work independently, we need 7 basic skills. That is, first one is the organizational skill, second one is multitasking ability, third one is discipline, fourth one is communication skill, fifth one is negotiating skills, sixth one is flexibility or adaptability, and seventh one is ability to deal with the rejection and not to take it personally. First one, organizational skill. What is organizational skill? It is an essential requirement to know what to do, when and where to start, and when to finish everything on time. That is organizational skill. Second one is multitasking ability. It is the ability to work on more than one thing at a time and complete each of them with required proficiency. Normally you are seeing this in your house. Your mother is having some multitasking ability, isn't it? Third one is discipline, which is the most important skill to keep you and your actions for the successful completion of that task. Next one is a communication skill that we already discussed in our previous classes. It helps you to connect with yourselves as well as with others. You are able to convey your messages in a proper way if you are having a good communication skill. Next one is negotiating skill. It is the ability to see the bigger picture. That is, it calls for the foresightness and willingness to accommodate others' idea for the benefit of all. Next one is flexibility or adaptability. It is your quality to adopt your working style without compromising with the quality of work to suit other people working with you. And the last one is ability to deal with the rejection and not to take it personally. It means that you have to face failures with an open mindedness. Our life is not a smooth voyage. We have to face lot of failures and rejections in our life. Don't take it any as personally. Then only you are able to succeed in your life. For managing ourselves, we must aware about ourselves, isn't it? That is known as self-awareness. Mainly there are four kind of self-awareness are there. First of all, you have to self-aware about your strengths. You have to self-aware about your weakness. We have to be self-aware about our dark side, and we have to be self-aware of our emotional triggers. It's our duty to find out our strength and weaknesses. If I am weak in anything, I have to get support from any others who is good at that. If I am having certain strength, I have to support others. And regarding our character also, we are having a dark side, isn't it? Don't try to suppress it. Instead of that, you have to try to overcome it. You have to take help from your friends and family for overcome from such situations. And we have to aware about our emotional triggers. Remember that knowing your emotional triggers helps you to develop a strategy for remaining calm in those situations. If and only if you know your emotional trigger. For managing ourselves, we need self-motivation and self-regulation also. What do you mean by self-motivation? It refers to your ability to identify effective methods of getting yourselves to move from thought to action. Some persons are highly motivated, others are not. Identify those things and we have to motivate ourselves. Self-regulation refers to systematic efforts to direct one's thoughts, feelings, and actions towards the attainment of his or her goals. These all were about the self-management skills that we need in our daily life. Hope you understand everything. Thank you all. Have a nice day. In our next class, we will discuss about basic ICT skills, that is